Alright, so first I just wanted to thank everyone for coming. I wanted to thank everybody for coming to celebrate the beautiful couple. I'm incredibly grateful for the fact that I have a chance to speak with everybody here, to share my experience with Danny and Nawoo, right? But I find myself more thankful for the fact that I've been able to experience the 7 years of Danny and Nawoo before they got together. Since I stuck at traditions. Danny! Danny.
That's my name! That's my name! That's my name!
My peona.
Oh no!
The infamous Ghetto Danny. There's a man of many names, but I'm gonna describe to you what he is to me. This man is a humble man. This man, more than anything else, he's a communal man. Like, I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if you guys know, but if you guys ever want to see joy in its purest form, you gotta see Danny when he's talking about his fucking chairs. For all of you who don't know, Danny has like 10 chairs, and every time he's out in a park, out at a beach, he gets so excited. He gets a little glisten in his eye for his excitement to use his chair for the group of people around him. It speaks to his character, who this guy is. You know? He's really one of a kind, and you know, it doesn't stop at the chairs. It really bleeds into a lot of other things. So I'm his best man. I got the opportunity to plan his bachelor party. Right? The kind of guy he is, I was worried that he would be planning for all of the wedding, all of this and that, and so I took it on myself to make sure that it wasn't on him to plan this bachelor party. It was as free as it was for him, so he could just show up, right? But the day of, this guy, to speak on the communal side of this guy, all he could think about was everybody else. The first questions he was raising was, do we have enough chairs? The second question, should we bring this table? Should we bring this game? Should we bring the poker set? All of which, by the way, we use, right? Like, just to speak on the kind of character he is literally all he can think about is about the other people around him. Like, that's the kind of guy Danny is, right? And I don't know if you guys know, right? Me and Danny, we grew up together. He's my brother. What? I know, big surprise, I know. But better known fact, did you know that he never fought growing up? That's the kind of brother Danny is. We never fought a single time growing up. I don't have a single memory of us getting into an argument, getting us into a fight. That's the kind of guy Danny is. When I was a little kid, we moved to Ridgewood, right? Like, he was coming from Palisades Park. He was a little stressed trying to make friends. Even though I had nothing to do, he would always invite me to go out with his friends. Bring me out to wherever he was, He was always the good older brother. We did that little thing where the little brother, older brother kind of thing, where he's playing a game on the computer. I'm kind of peering over the desk, just trying to see what he's doing, right? It was that kind of relationship. He was that kind of older brother, all right? He was the good older brother. And so, when it got a little quiet between us, when he was going to college and it became a little bit more quiet, I was sad. I was very sad. I was upset. This is my brother. I'm sad that we aren't talking as much as we used to be. And so, when he suggested, when I graduated from high school, hey, let me take you out to the Philippines. Let me take you out for a little graduation present. Take you out to the Philippines, have a good time. He was a good brother, right? This guy was always a good brother. I'm really lucky. Seriously, I'm really lucky. But we were at the Philippines. We went out scuba diving. he didn't know. Deathly afraid of scuba diving. Deathly afraid of the ocean. But it's okay. It's in the past. We didn't know. He didn't know. But it's okay. It was a good time. We had what was more important is we had an opportunity to finally sit down and talk. We grew up together.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
We grew up together, and so we, like as little kids, you don't really actually sit down and talk. And so we, for the first time in our lives, had a time to sit down and actually talk and get to know each other.
Yes.
That is a feat in itself. And so for that, Danny, seriously, thank you.
Amen.
So we got together, we finished scuba diving, we were having some beers, we had a dinner, right? We were drinking, and I had the opportunity to ask, we were a lot closer when we were younger. We used to hang out a lot. I used to watch you play games. Whatever happened between us, I don't really know. We used to be closer, we used to hang out, but over the years, it kind of split up. You went to college, and it became very quiet between us, and I was sad. I wanted to ask you, and during that time, I asked you, what happened between us, Danny?
What happened? I don't know.
Do you remember what you said to me?
What did I say?
Danny, do you remember what you said to me? This guy, son of a motherfucking beautiful lady. This guy came up and said, I just didn't want a brother. And so I stopped talking to you. Just because he didn't want a little brother anymore. But listen, all jokes aside, when I graduated from college, we hadn't talked for 8 years. He took the first step to bring us back into a relationship. You guys know that? He took the first step, despite the fact it was awkward, and you guys do not understand how awkward that trip was. We haven't talked in 8-10 years. How awkward that trip was. It was we would talk, and there would just be minutes between us responding to each other because we had no idea how to respond to each other. It was that kind of relationship. And Danny, this is just to you. I am so thankful you took that first step, despite how fucking awkward it was to fucking build a relationship. That is the guy that my brother is. Alright? This is the kind of guy he is.
This man!
Sit your back ass down. Come on, get your back ass.
This man!
And because I suck at transitions. No! Alright, now. In the same vein, I want to explain the kind of heart you have to the rest of the people. And I want to explain the story of your engagement. You guys know the story of Nawoo and Danny's engagement? TLDR, too long didn't read what that means, right? Essentially what it was the plan was we're going to go hike. I believe the trail was Harriman, but we were going... Gertrude's Nose, right? It was a beautiful rest stop at the top, a view to behold. And the plan was Danny would pop the question right at the top, right? The entire way. Mind you, this is not Nawoo's fault, right? Nawoo definitely, she's a smart girl. She's in med school for all intents. She's a smart girl, and she caught on very quickly, right? And so when Nawoo was going up, she realized Danny couldn't give any eye contact anymore. Danny, all his hand was doing was shaking. Danny was scared every step of the way, and Nawoo picked up on it, and Nawoo on the way up was not surprised. We went. We went up to the top, and Danny was nervous, right? And it was a beautiful scene, right? The whole day, it was supposed to be cloudy, it was supposed to be raining. The skies cleared up, the sun shining out, and the blue skies were out. We had some beautiful pictures, it was a beautiful scene. Now we got some beautiful scene. All of that was great, and it was beautiful, but the great part of it was Danny planned another step ahead. He knew that now we're not to be surprised, and so he planned for an engagement party. The plan was, after Nawoo was proposed to, the question was popped, we would come down, people would say, oh, I have this arrangement, I have that arrangement, I have that plan, I can't go, and so I'm here to celebrate you now, but I gotta go. And so now, she was happy, but you could see the kind of stress in her face, like, oh, I wish people were around, right? And so, just to speak on the character, I want to describe to you what happened when we got to the location at which we were going to surprise Nawoo. We got to the place, right? We got to the spot, we got to where we were going to surprise Nawoo, and now the ride way there, she was looking at her phone, she was looking at all the pictures, she was so happy, right? And I want to paint the picture beforehand what happened, right? When we were on that mountain, when we were on that cliff, the view up above, I want to paint the scene, right? Danny's nervous. Danny can't make eye contact to anyone, not Nawoo, not anybody. He was scared. If you saw his hand, when I passed him, his ring, the container where he pops it up, his hand was shaking the entire time. He was so nervous. And when we got to the cliff, I remember, right, they paired off to themselves. All of us were kind of making a little ring around them, getting ready for pictures. And now they go in for a little embrace, a little hug. And now reaches down, smacks the ring container. She said, oh, I know what you're trying to do. What are you trying to do? And the entire time, there's no pity, no fucking any thought of the fact of how stressed Danny is and what kind of coordination he's doing. But now it was like, I know what you're trying to do. And she's playing the part and she's having so much fun. And the entire time, Danny is nervous, and eventually the part goes and Danny poses the question, and Nawoo is having fun. But Nawoo knew what's gonna happen, and so it was a good time. But that's just what it was, right? We get to the location in which we're gonna surprise Nawoo, right? We get to the place where, even though everyone at the end of the hike said that they had to go home, where everyone was gonna meet up. And Nawoo was just buried in the phone. She was looking at all the pictures. And so we got to the spot, even though we parked, she was still staring at her phone. She had no idea where she was. And so she finally came out. And when she realized, surprise, everyone was there for her. That's when she started to cry. Not when Danny posed the question, but because everyone was there for her to support those two, that is when she cried. And if that does not speak more on Nawoo's heart, on the fact that she cares so much about the people around her, and the people that she cares about, and how you can tune into her heart, I don't know what can. Nawoo and Danny both, they are both so communally and family focused. I have no concern about when you guys come together in this holy matrimony. In every sense of the word, you guys are lovers. To each other, to your friends, to your family, in every single sense of the word, you guys are lovers. And so, with that, can we just have a cheers? Can we have a cheers to their love? Can we have a cheers to Nawoo and Danny? Can we have a cheers to their future? Yes. Cheers, guys. Want to speak? Yeah. 2 minutes. Solomon.